So you want to stop blaming others, and you've got to the point where blaming others, you realize, just takes your power and means that you're always like getting angry and annoyed and channeling your energy at somebody else. And that's a wonderful thing. And if you've got to that point, that is a wonderful sign. However, the challenge of what happens when we stop blaming others is the three things are usually likely to happen that make blaming others so seductive. Firstly, when we stop blaming others, we have to take responsibility for ourselves. We have to own our stuff. And that it sounds really easy, but in reality, we have to take responsibility. For example, if we unblock the person and we then start contacting them and then they abuse us, use us, or do what they've usually done, because most humans are consistent, then we don't have anybody to blame but ourselves, because it's us that took our finger and unblocked them from the phone. Another consequence of blaming others, it means that we have to do self-inquiry. So it means that if I choose to unblock him from my phone, I also need to think about what was going on for me at that particular point when I unblocked him. How was I feeling? What was I avoiding? So we have to, in my view, try to catch our process in the lead up, because by the time we've unblocked someone, there's a whole sequence of events that's going on before we unblock, and that is really important to pay attention to. And when we stop, lastly, when we stop blaming others, we also people don't like this one, they usually kick off about this, is we stop being a victim. And the reason why I'm so adamant about this, and the reason why I can respond robustly when I get stick about it, is that I was a victim and I am now a victor over my circumstance, because I took responsibility and I stopped blaming others. And the benefits of not being a victim is that I am in control. But when you stop blaming others, you can no longer be a victim, because you become woke about how you facilitate the issue that you're then moaning about. So that's the benefit of taking control, of stop blaming others, is that you are then in control, you have power for yourself, and it equips you with making choices that are to your benefit. However, if you see my previous video, which is about being bored, what may also happen is that you then have to sit with yourself. And often I find that sitting with ourselves, just being with ourselves, can be so uncomfortable, especially after we've been in a mayhem relationship where it's all about that person and they take all our energy, is that when we have to sit with ourselves, that can be incredibly uncomfortable. And that was for me, because I then realized I'd given away my life in dedication of someone else, and then I had to start to reflect on me. What would I want for myself? Who was I when I was no longer that person's girlfriend? And I used to get a little bit of status and kudos because of their reputation. Who was I now? And so the reason I'm saying about myself is because, yes, Key's well over that, but I think it's also a very helpful example to get you to think about what you need to do with your life once we decide we ain't doing the mayhem no more, we're not rescuing anymore. It turns the eye back on us. I hope this video is of benefit to you. If you need help, inbox Key or do schedule a fact-finding call. Do take care of you. Rewind and come again. Do take care of you, because if you don't,